Stalingrad, Volume 2 of Avalon Hill's World at War series, covers the mighty struggle between Soviet and Axis forces for control of the city of Stalingrad during the fall and winter of 1942-43.
The battle for Stalingrad started late in the summer of 1942 as Axis forces sought to grab hold of this important industrial city on the Volga River. Instead of an easy victory, however, they found themselves locked into bitter house-to-house fighting in the streets of Stalingrad. The Soviets held off the Axis forces, eventually sweeping in on the city from the north and south to trap the bulk of the German 6th Army in Stalingrad and giving the Axis their first major defeat.
This second World at War game is a large step ahead of any previous Atomic Games effort. The game is much more ambitious than its predecessors, covering an area up to 300 kilometers on a side and involving over 1,000 units.
Unlike previous Atomic releases, Stalingrad provides the gamer with 3 different scales of combat. The 400-meter scale shown here lets you experience the intense, vicious city fighting in and immediately around Stalingrad. Units at this scale represent battalions and companies.
The 1-kilometer scale, used in previous Atomic releases, lets you fight some of the broader actions that occurred on the steppes to the west and south of the city.
The 3-kilometer scale lets you recreate the titanic struggle to either capture or free the German 6th Army in Stalingrad.
Each scale has at least one shorter scenario, lasting 20 to 29 turns, enabling Stalingrad beginners to get a taste of combat at each level. Each scale also has a longer scenario, up to 189 turns long, giving the wargaming grognards plenty to deal with.
Also new to Stalingrad are several improvements to the World at War interface. The Order of Battle display option lets players quickly see what forces they have in play and what the relationships between the forces are.
The overview map display, almost a requirement for this game, lets players get a single-screen overview of the entire battlefield. While orders can't be issued from the screen, it's very useful for getting a better feel for what's happening with all your forces, and in helping you spot threatening moves by your opponents. As mentioned earlier, Stalingrad has scenarios that should meet many tastes. To the Volga and Rottenkrieg let players struggle in the streets of Stalingrad itself. A River Too Far and Wintergewitter, 1-kilometer scale scenarios, play out portions of the German attempts to relieve the 6th Army. Manstein's Solution, a hypothetical scenario, Quiet Flows the Dawn, and Operation Uranus have you fighting out across the steppes, attempting to either relieve or cut off the 6th Army.
To help balance out gameplay, Atomic has added a victory point adjustment feature. This option lets you handicap the computer opponent.
An opponent that tries, but after a while is usually easily beaten.
Ahem! Or handicap a skilled human opponent, or even adjust the play balance in a particular scenario.
And speaking of play balance, Stalingrad lets you adjust a variety of factors, from air superiority and weather, to what-if options for either the Axis or Soviet forces.
These what-ifs include changes in Soviet quality and performance, and allow the Axis player to receive potentially critical reinforcements. These options let you test out possible historical alternatives.
Stalingrad is a detailed, involved game that should keep your gaming attention for some time to come. The supporting elements of the game, its beautiful manual, its ever-improving interface, and its marvelous wartime graphics, only add to the experience.
Of course, glitter is nothing without a game, and the folks at Atomic Games haven't overlooked that. The historical detail, powerful wargaming engine, and varied scenarios give you what you need to make your gaming experience last a long, long time.